coming in from Pine Lake, Georgia, and so excited to be here. Thank you, Carolyn, on day 1498. I actually did the math this morning because in 2 days it is going to be day 1500. That is day 1500 on this amazing daily antidote of song. And thanks so much to Carpe Diem Arts for bringing us all together here every day now for 1,498 days. Unbelievable and beautiful. Before I introduce our wonderful guest, I want to say hello to every single person here in the room. So, first of all, I want to say hello to Erin. She's always making us look and sound so good. Hello to Jillian, who we're going to sing with today. Hello, Gary in Massachusetts, and Dally, and Mabel, and some bears. Hello, I think that's Aloysius. He's connecting to audio. Becky, and David, and Elsie in Oakland, Caroline in DC, Sheila in North Florida, Donna in Brattleboro, Vermont, Bob and Ruth in Birmingham. Hello to Carolyn in Boise, Susan G, and Joe in Tacoma Park. And actually, she's in a car. Kathleen in Albuquerque, Sarah in Texas, Anne in Silver Spring, Annette in California, Hoda in BC, James and Issa in Tacoma Park, Linda rocking on Orcas Island, Elizabeth, where'd she go? I just changed it. Oh my goodness, yikes. Annette in California, oops. Nope. Bronwyn in Victoria, Elizabeth in California, LMG in Connecticut, Louise, Nancy and your Irish cow in Washington, Kay in Texas, Isabel, and Kat in Vermont, and Fred in Silver Spring, Sarah, Olive, Clive in Birmingham, UK. I hope I got everyone, but if I didn't get you on the way in, I will surely thank you on the way out. Welcome to the daily antidote of song. Greetings, everyone. So good to be with you on this beautiful Sunday. Today, I am very excited to meet a new friend to me, but I think someone that you have met on Daily Antidote before. Her name is Jillian, and Jillian, I didn't ask you how to pronounce your last name. It's either Matundan or Matundan. How do you pronounce your last name?
Matundan, but you are correct the first time too if you're in the Philippines. So Matundan.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's so wonderful to have you and to get to know you and your music today. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, hi everyone. Thank you so much. It's great to be back. It's good to see you all. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. So I'm gonna do the first song I'm gonna do is one of mine. It's on my album that just came out, and I'm gonna teach you the chorus. I think you can sing this. I've been here before, and I know you can all sing, so we're gonna try it. And I'll just tell you very briefly that this song I wrote. Uh, I want to say 6 months into the pandemic, when things were a little bit. When I realized it wasn't just going to be a 3 week thing, and I had more time on my hands than I ever knew what to do with, and I found myself, walking into rooms and not remembering why I walked into that room, and then coming out and then remembering why I walked in that room, and then getting distracted by something else. So it was sort of this abundance of time. And so this song is called All Mine. And the chorus goes like this, and I'll do it line by line. So it's I build walls to give myself space to breathe. So I think you can catch that. So I build walls to give myself space to breathe. Then the next line. So many chances to decide who I should be. We could do that again. So many chances to decide who I should be. Then the next line. I've never slowed it down. I couldn't take the time. Again. I've never slowed it down. I couldn't take the time. But now I'm all mine. But now I'm all mine. So, okay, the chorus all the way through, and then we can try it. I build walls to give myself space to breathe. So many chances to decide who I should be. I've never slowed it down, I couldn't take the time. But now I'm all mine. So I think you can get that. It comes around twice, so we'll try it. I walk these streets in the morning. There's no one here but me. I've spent a lot of time thinking about the way things used to be. I build walls to give myself space to breathe. So many chances to decide who I should be. I've never slowed it down, I couldn't take the time. But now I'm all mine. I could have guessed I'd like this place. I've grown so tired of always trying to win that race. Now that I'm through the woods and to the other side, there's no escape from the corners of my mind. Come on. I build walls to give myself space to breathe. So many chances to decide who I should be. I've never slowed it down, I couldn't take the time. But now I'm all mine. I try to contain myself at the seams. Worry creeps around to interrupt my dreams. I still want many things I did before. Somehow I want more. I build walls to give myself space to breathe. Too many chances to decide who I should be. I never slowed it down, I couldn't take the time. But now I've never been. Now I don't know, because now I'm all mine.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. So
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thanks. I bet you all sounded great.
Yes, I can feel it.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if you remember writing the song, like how it came. Because I know for me, like sometimes I don't even remember. Like
Yeah.
there they are now.
They just kind of fall.
But
Often they don't come quickly. This one did. um, I was sitting in this room, and in this room, this was my studio during, also my office. This was always my music room, but it became my office during the pandemic because I was working from home too. And like I said, I'd sort of wandered into a room. Um, like it's 6 months into the pandemic, I wandered into a room to get something, wondered why I walked in there, walked out, saw something else I had to do, got distracted, remembered I had to go get the other thing, went back in, forgot why I was there again. It was one of those things where my brain had never been, um, I think that we were so used to being able to compartmentalize everything. Our lives just sort of moved. And I think that having a moment to sit and stop um, was a blessing, but also for me, my brain went in a million places and I couldn't always control it. And I went, oh my God, when did this happen? Um, and I think, the people a lot of people that I talk to, when they hear the song, they're like, oh, yeah, that happened to me.
But
So,
that's a beautiful line that you came up with. I'm
uh,
all mine. There's a lot of depth and a lot of imagery that comes with it. I love that.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
congratulations. This is on your new album that's coming, or it's out.
It came out March 1st of this year.
Okay.
And it's done pretty well. It's gotten a lot of radio attention, which is great. But also just um, people that have listened to it just really seem to enjoy it, and that to me is the most important thing. Um, it took me 3 years to get this out again. One of those projects that started during the pandemic, and another thing about writing music and making albums is that it never works on your time frame. And so
Absolutely.
it just took time, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I think I had so many great musicians joining me. And so it was a real lovely thing to just finally let it out and loosen to the world. So if you feel so inclined, you can find me on the internet and find all my music on all the streaming platforms. I also have CDs. They sound great if you happen to still have a CD player anywhere.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I do, and I still like them. I like holding that.
They sound better. Yeah, no, it's a great package, and there's lyrics in there too. So there's like a little booklet with. Oh, it's on this side. I haven't figured out camera angles yet after how many years, but yeah, there's also a booklet with all the lyrics.
That
So
works. That works.
come on and grab it. That'd be fun.
So
I'll send it.
congratulations on birthing this beautiful project.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what do you have coming up in the next weeks, months?
Well, I'm local to the DC area. I work in the labor movement and I have a big project work thing coming up. So I'm not doing as many shows right now, which is fine. It's nice to be able to sort of take a break for a minute. But um, the next thing I have is May 19th. I'm doing a house concert in Rockville, or is it Rockville? Rockville, Maryland. Yep. So you can find all that information on my website, but I also do a monthly live stream myself, and that will be coming up at the end of the month, and then again in June. I will always do the monthly live stream, so that you've got that. But then I have some live shows coming up again in the fall, so I might
Great.
be coming to a place near you if you're if you're on the East Coast for right now.
So tell me a little bit about your work with the labor movement.
Oh,
I'm
well,
a
I've
proud union member, and
yeah, I work for AFSCME. I've worked there for my entire career, 20 years, and I will be well 19, 20 years, but it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. It's why I keep doing it. It's why I do the work I do. I love the work I do. I come from I'm a first generation American, but I also my family's from the Philippines. You'll find out soon. And so they were all union members too. My stepdad, my mom, my grandparents, and my grand aunts and uncles. They were all union members. So it's really lovely to be able to work for such incredible people. I love our members and working families all over the country. So
what union is that?
the public employees. So we represent state, county, and municipal employees. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees.
Wow,
Yeah,
great. Yeah. Do you know about there's a local in the musicians union for traveling musicians,
that's right. Yep.
um, local
American
1000.
Yep, American Federation of Musicians Local 1000. I'm not a traveling musician as of yet, so but I will certainly sign that union card when the time comes, if it
Sounds like
ever
that might
comes.
be in your future.
Yep. I do love you know being a union member as well. So absolutely.
So, speaking of your Filipino root, would you like to share your other song with us? I'm excited to hear it and
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about it.
sure. So yeah, I see it in the chat and I just popped it in there too. So so the Philippines, a lot of people, I mean, maybe there's some folks here who know. And I know you had such an awesome week so far with some other really great Asian musicians as well, Asian American musicians as well. So this song, I was looking for something fun and maybe a kid's song to play, but in the end, I kept coming back to this one because I think it just became so important for me to um, sing what is the unofficial anthem of the Philippines. The Philippines was, as many of you may know, was once a Spanish colony for about 100 years before we gained our independence from Spain by becoming a colony of the United States for many years, and then finally gaining our independence. I want my mother's downstairs, but in 1949, I think, right after World War II. And so there's been a real sense of Philippine pride and trying to fight the fascism and trying to fight colonialism. And so this song um, was really popular in the 80s during the Marcos regime. And actually, if you sang it in public, you were probably likely to be put in jail or possibly lose your life. So the fact that this song endures and many Filipinos still feel it is really important to me. What I also like musically about the music of the country is that you'll hear it too. Is that it always starts out minor, but the choruses are always in major. So it's sort of like this hopeful thing. You can see there in the lyrics. You see those are the actual lyrics, but what it means. And I think I put the translation there. It is, yeah. So you can see what the translation is there. I mean, if you've ever seen pictures of the Philippines, it's a beautiful country, and so that's what this poem was about. How people couldn't keep their hands off of her because she was a beautiful country and strategically located. I guess if we really want to talk about the geopolitics of it, but this one's called Bayan Ko. Ang bayang kong Pilipinas, lupain ng ginto bulaklak, pag-ibig na sa kanyang balan, nag-alay ng ganda't dilag, at sa kanyang yumi at ganda, dayuhan ay nahalina. Bayan ko, binihag ka, nasadlak sa dusa. Ibon mong may layang lumipad, kulungin mo at umiiyak. Bayan pa kayang sakdal dilang, ang himag na sagmakalpas. Pilipinas kung minumutya, pugad ng luha at dalita. Aking adhika, makita kang sakdalaya. That chorus comes around again, so ibon mang may layang lumipad, kulungin mo at umiiyak. Bayan pa kayong sakdal dilan, ang himag na sang makalpas. Pilipinas kung minumutya, pugod ng luha at dalita. Aking adhika, makita kang sakdalaya. It's also not my first language, so I hope I didn't butcher it, but hopefully I
Yeah,
did.
really touched by your singing and by reading these words. Would you it's we can finish up in just a moment. I would love to have you sing it one more time, but
Sure.
would you just read the poem in English
Yeah.
once
Yeah, sure. I can
and
do that.
we'll sing it one more time?
Yeah.
Uh,
So this is a translation, there's a lot of translations of them, but uh thanks for coming if you have to run. So the poem is My dear country, the Philippines, land of golden flowers. Love is in her palms, offering beauty and splendor. And to her refinement and beauty, foreigners were enticed. My dear country, you were enslaved, mired in suffering. Even birds are free to fly. Cage them and they shall cry. How much more for a country so beautiful would she not yearn to be free? My Philippines that I treasure, cradle of my tears and suffering, my aspiration is to see you truly free. So,
so beautiful, so powerful, and so apropos to more than just the Philippines, unfortunately.
which is why I chose to do it. It's,
Yeah.
uh,
And I also am very touched and impressed that as a first generation that you are able to do this because I know in a lot of families the kids lose the language
mhm.
and the culture.
Yeah,
And
right. Um, it's an interesting thing. I think that yes, the language isn't Tagalog, and I think that if you um, there's someday maybe I've been thinking about trying to write a song about it, but I think it's a little hard. It's just gonna take me a while. I think that when you're a first generation American or any first generation in a new country, you straddle two worlds, right? You straddle your family's world and you straddle the new world that you're living in, and it's always it's a really interesting cultural thing that happens to you, I think. Um, so many of us, and I mean the people that I grew up with, our parents made sure that we still heard the language at least in the house, or, obviously, if you've ever eaten Filipino food, you know how good it is, so I'm never giving that up. But I do think that, you know, m- my parents made a real effort to make sure that I was still connected to the culture. And I think that as I grew older and naturally, again, working in the labor movement, my interests, not just in music, but social justice, I think that naturally, as I started to think about who I was and the country and the culture that I came from, I started to look into it and I realized um, what a story, what an incredible story it is. So many people don't know. I joke a lot, and because a lot of people don't know that, they say Matundan, what is that? And I say it's Filipino, because a lot of people never know. But so I use it as an opportunity to educate people that, we were a colony for many, 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 many years of two major countries, founded by found, not founded, let me not say that, discovered by Ferdinand Magellan himself, named after King Philip of Spain, right? Yeah, discovered. But it's okay because we killed him. But it's fine. I mean, I can see people. That's why people don't know that's the history too. We were not happy with him, so we killed him. But I think it's just more of the same thing when you start looking into who you are. I think and where you come from. I think naturally I was curious about it, so yeah, that's why. And this song, I actually always thought this song was the national anthem of the Philippines growing up because you always hear it. And it was made popular by Freddie Aguilar and Lea Salonga also sings it. So I think you hear it a lot. But when I finally discovered that it wasn't, and also what the lyrics actually were, um, I became really compelled to sing it, and that's why I couldn't keep. As I was looking for songs, I was like, I can't. I feel this is the one I gotta do. So
I'm
this is why
glad
I
you
chose
did.
it.
Were you born in the States?
I was born in Syracuse, New York, born and raised. So Central
Oh,
New Yorker. Yep.
I grew up in Manlius.
I went to school. I went to FM. I
Oh
went to
my
Fayetteville.
goodness. Okay, that's a
We're gonna
different.
have to talk. Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Thank you so much for all of this. This is a little bit out of the general plan, but can we just go out with you doing
Sure, sure.
this song one more time?
Somebody wanted to see what my shirt said, so that's what it says.
Oh,
Thank you so much for sticking by and listening to all the things I had to say. Ang bayang kong Pilipinas, lupain ng hintulakla, pag-ibig na sa kanyang patlan, nag-alay ng ganda't dilag, at sa kanyang yumi at ganda, dayuhan ay nahalina. Bayan ko, binihag ka, nasadlag sa dusa. Ibon mang may layang lumipad, kulongin mo at umiiyak. Bayan pa kayang sakdal dilag, ang nimang nasang makalpas. Pilipinas kung minumutya, pugad ng luha at dalita. Aking adhika, makita kang sakdalaya. So on my screen it just asked me to confirm my speaking language because clearly it didn't recognize that I was singing in Tagalog to all of you. We'll do it again. Ibon mang may layang lumipad, kulungin mo at umiiyak. Bayan pa kayang sakdal dilag, ang himag na sang makalpas. Pilipinas kung minumutya, pugad ng luha at talita. Aking adhika, makita kang sakdalaya.
Let's all take a breath and breathe in that beautiful music and those inspiring words. Thank you so much, Jillian, for this beautiful music and learning experience with you. It's so nice to meet. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you so much, Erin, for just making us look and sound so good. Thanks everyone for joining on the live stream, and I would love to say farewell and have a beautiful Mother's Day to each and every one of you. Thank you to Jillian for this beautiful song and teaching. Thank you, Erin, for making us always look and sound so good. Thank you, David and Elsie in Oakland, Sheila in North Florida. Thank you, Donna in Brattleboro, Bob and Ruth in Birmingham, Susan G. in Cincinnati, Sarah in Texas, Linda rockin' on Orcas Island, Annette in California, and Hoda in BC, Anne in Silver Spring, Gary in Massachusetts. I've got to take a breath. And Ellie and Becky and Caroline in DC and Fred in Silver Spring and Dee, Julie in Ontario. Thank you to Kat in Vermont. I think this is the first time actually seeing you on camera. It's so nice to see you. And I see some curly tops coming in from Vermont. And Storm in Massachusetts in the Zoomiverse, and Dan in Vienna, Mabel and the Bears in Massachusetts, Bob and another bear, maybe on his bicycle, and Clive in Birmingham, that's in the UK, not in Alabama, Elizabeth in California, Carolyn in Boise, LMG in Connecticut, Louise and Nancy and Sarah and Sandy E and Juana La Tejana, Joe and Nico going somewhere special on this Mother's Day. Have a wonderful Mother's Day, everyone. Thank you so much for being here on the Daily Antidote of Soul.